Here are 3 scientifically proven parenting techniques for you. The first one is how to react to bad behavior, to behavior of which we think, please don't do it, you will harm yourself or you will harm other people around you. And for these kind of behaviors, it could be shown that so-called natural or logical consequences can work wonders. So a natural consequence might be if your child is struggling every morning to get ready with the lunchbox for school. You don't go there and you get angry, but in the end you fix the lunchbox problem for your child. Instead, you just let it happen. The child will go to school and it will be very hungry. Maybe it will have to borrow some money. Maybe it will have to take some of its own pocket money. Either way, it will probably learn that it is better to prepare the lunchbox in the morning. So in this way, not you are the teacher, but life is the teacher. And sometimes this is much better because the child won't be angry with you, but maybe angry with life, and that it has to take over some responsibility in life. But that is something the child has to learn anyways. And that natural and logical consequences are indeed very effective parenting techniques, could be shown in a huge meta-analysis by Leighton and colleagues, in which parenting programs were analyzed, and those parenting programs in which natural and logical consequences were taught, those parenting programs were indeed much more effective in reducing problem behavior of children. The second parenting tip is about improving your relationship with your child, but also the relationship of your children. Maybe you have siblings, or maybe you have a whole class. Because if we improve relationships, there will be less conflict in the future, less problematic behavior between siblings or between members of a class. And all you have to do, and this could be shown in the famous robber's cave experiment by Mustafa Sherif, all you have to do is to create situations in which all members have to work towards a common goal. So in the famous experiment by Mustafa Sherif, the 2 groups of young boys, for example, had to pull the camp truck together because it was stuck. Of course, it was not really stuck, but the scientists had created these artificial situations to make them work together. And in another occasion, they were told, oh, there is a problem with the water supply of the camp. And of course, they needed water. And therefore, again, all the boys who beforehand had been involved in fist fights with each other, and they had stolen things from each other, and in fact they hated each other. But after working together, repairing the water supply, pulling the camp truck, many of them later on became best friends. So in everyday life, as educators, we should create situations in which children have to work together, not only with other children, but also with us as parents. And we should create less situations in which they compete with each other. So for example, playing Monopoly or other games in which you have to fight each other. This unfortunately can create a lot of conflict. And parenting tip number 3 is why I'm out here in nature once again. You should go into nature with your child more often, because there are so many positive psychological effects of nature. For example, there is some evidence that children, after going into nature, are more able to concentrate. There are less attention deficits. But there's also evidence that nature can make us more pro-social. And if you are more pro-social, there will be less conflict. And finally, and this is not really a psychological reason, but more a medical reason, finally, it could be shown that when small children go out in nature or leave the house and there's a lot of light falling into their eyes, chances are that they later on won't need glasses, because of the light which falls into the eyes seems to start biochemical processes which later on prevents from getting short-sighted. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video in which we summed up some research that we already have talked about in other episodes, but this time a little bit more focused. If you liked it, you can let me know it in the comments, and if you want, we will see next time.